Okay, you're live.
Hel- Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me at Railbookers here in Sydney. My name is Narelle Ross, and I look after all the sales and marketing for our family of brands throughout Australia and New Zealand. Today, I'll be spending a bit of time explaining who we are, what we do, and our top vacation packages. But also, I'll be talking about some of the advantages of booking through Railbookers, which is not available anywhere else in the marketplace. Skip through that slide, thank you. So who we are, first of all, if you haven't yet heard of who we are, Yankee Holidays was our first brand established 46 years ago. And this is all the way back in 1972. In 2007, Yankee Leisure Group was formed, and as we were managing multiple brands, today we have three distinct brands. So we have Yankee Holidays, Amtrak Vacations and Railbookers. However, out of the Australian market, we have Via Rail Vacations, Railbookers, and also Amtrak Vacations. So a good way to look at this is we are the vacation brand for a lot of the rail companies.
You are the last party in the conference.
Yeah, hi, Michelle. Sorry, I think she just lost connection. So just waiting for her to join back, and we'll be right back. So I'm just waiting for her to join back. Sorry, sorry, Liz, Michelle. Yeah, our audio was working this whole time, and we just lost connection. I think she lost connection. That's what it said. So I'm just waiting for her to join back, and then when she joins back, we'll be all set to go. She did mention that she will be taking questions, and we'll do Q&A at the end. And also, if you guys are interested and want to do a one-on-one session, she's very interested in doing a one-on-one session with any of you guys in Australia, and she would love to call you. So she will get that information to you at the end of the presentation. Let me go ahead and call her and get her back on the meeting. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay, thank you so much, Liz. Yeah, I'm just calling her right now. I'm gonna put this on. So it seems like she's... Thank you for waiting, guys. It seems like she's back. I'm just waiting for her to connect her audio, and then we'll be all set. Hey guys, thanks for being patient. We're almost ready. Hi Narelle, I see that you're back on. I just can't hear your audio, but everything else is working. I can see your screen. Can you hear me? I don't know. Can you hear me?
You will now be placed into the conference.
Hello, can you all hear me now? I hope so. Just wait for a minute.
We can hear you
Yes?
now. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna push you back there waiting,
Excellent.
so I'll let you know. Sorry, the
Thank
connection got
you.
lost, but yeah.
Yeah, we're all back in now. It's all good. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, you're live now.
Okay, thanks. Hello again, everybody. Thank you so much for that. That was a bit of a challenge. So let's get through this so it doesn't happen again. So why do travel agents love Railbookers? Now, we do price everything out in AUD, and we do cater for worldwide rail networks. So even if you're looking at Amtrak Vacations, it's no longer in USD, it's all in AUD. We have got generous commission as well on our rail packages. So when you think about what you currently get in rail, I am pretty confident that we will probably be giving you a higher commission there. The beautiful thing about one of the advantages of working with us as well is booking 24 months in advance. If you look at any other rail network that you have booked in the past, it's generally 3 months when they release their tickets. Well, we've got news for you. It is 24 months in advance for us, and all you need is a $250 deposit. So you don't also need to pay in full. And we can customize these itineraries. We can move the dates. If someone is waiting to get their airfares, then we can always change the dates and tweak things. We do have 24-hour support from our global offices. So here in Sydney, Australia, it's myself and the team. We have London, the UK. We have Beverly, Massachusetts, which is more like Boston. And then we also have Toronto, Canada, which is our newest office, and also Laguna in California, just in Orange County there. So we do have round-the-clock support for all of our travel agent partners. We've introduced a new rebooking and cancellation policy just to, get more with the current climate. And so any new reservations, we can change their travel dates or cancel their holiday up to 5 days prior to departure. And this is really big because we actually don't own these trains. We do not own the hotels. We merely FIT everything together. Our systems talk to each other. So this is actually a really, really good new rebooking and cancellation policy. And it's also all about safeguarding our agent commission as well. So when I was just mentioning there about the rail network, so this is Europe. So we take the mystery out of rail travel. Europe is a beast when it comes to rail. When you are looking at all of these different rail paths and all the different colours, they are all different rail systems, and not one of them talks to each other. So it's like trying to piece together all different airlines and trying to have those connections. We do that with rail, and that is what our systems are built to do. And so we can actually have the right connections and the right connection times to get from platforms and what time trains and everything in order to piece this together for your clients. Sure saves you going on and booking individual legs. We are a holiday company, so we do need a minimum 1 night's accommodation. Then that gives us access to that big grid that you can see right there. We've also got access to Via Rail. We are Via Rail Vacations, and one of our most popular itineraries is actually coast to coast. So Via Rail is a little bit different. We do a little bit of point to point there, but generally everybody is looking for accommodation because it takes a good 3 days to get coast to coast. A lot of people will possibly book on a bucket list itinerary of the Rocky Mountaineer and then jump on board a Via Rail as well, just to really get that overnight train experience. We have direct partners with all of our rail operators, so that is how we have access to be able to book all of these 24 months in advance. We work directly with the revenue management team. So we are Trenitalia Vacations as well. We're Amtrak Vacations. We also have a brochure out for Eurostar Vacations. It's just not as much here in Australia. We are Via Rail Vacations. So you're looking at this, we are the vacation brand for all of these rail networks. Now, what does Railbookers offer? I mentioned before minimum 1 night's accommodation, and that's because then that gives us access to all of these rail networks. We are bringing travellers into these countries. And so we can snap up those seats prior to it being open to the general public, the commuter trains. We can do confirmed seat reservations. We also do a lot of the sightseeing activities as well. So we can piece together a fully customisable FIT itinerary. A lot of clients may have already been to Europe and they want to go back again, and they only want to go back to their favourite places. A lot of people want to go and explore something different, but they're very competent travellers and they're confident, so they can do a lot of this on their own, and we just provide that itinerary for them. We can also book all of the ferries, make sure everything connects, and also the overnight rail journeys and all of the excursions, which is very similar to sightseeing activities. One of the biggest advantages of booking through Railbookers is to skip the line. So we know that time is everything when we're traveling, and the last thing we want to be doing is lining up in Rome, let's say to get into the Vatican. Well, we can also provide skip the line access. Another advantage is we know what you need to know when it comes to booking all of these trains. So the clouds look the same no matter where you are in the world, but the scenery by travelling by train changes at every given moment. And look at that kind of legroom. Look at the luxury seats there. There is definitely plenty of room. So before we do go into our itineraries, this is life on board Europe. So many on the rail in Europe, many European trains, they're very similar. They have standard and first class. Now, standard class is in a 2-2 configuration.
You are the last party in the conference. You will now be placed into the conference.
Hello, I hope I have you back. I really
I'm sorry, I don't know why it hasn't done this before. I'm not sure. But people are enjoying it and they're watching, so they're staying. They just know.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna push you. If you just want to share your screen and push straight live again, does it tell you why it's quitting out, or I wonder if
No, it just comes up with I'll get a screen grab next time. It's just saying, oops, it's gone, and which is my internet is really good, but hey, there could be any kind of technical fault right now.
Yeah, maybe
so who knows?
It could be me and you because we're so far away. So I'm sorry. It could just be me.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna push you live.
Look, we don't know. Okay, thanks.
You're live.
Hello again, everybody. So thank you once again for your patience there. That was a little bit of a faster recovery there. And so I was up to the first class as well. First class often includes like light meals and snacks as well, whereas most trains in Europe, they also run punctually and often. So when you're looking at the legroom, the space, you can take your luggage on board. What our recommendation is get a price for first class, because you will find it's not really too much different, and it's generally the tourists that are also traveling in first class. So that's our recommendation there when it comes to a lot of the trains and the difference in classes between first and standard. Now, luggage is usually stored above the seats, similar to an airplane, or at the end of the car, or luggage racks. But you know, there are absolutely no luggage restrictions on most of the trains. So clients can take, if they're traveling with 2 suitcases, they can take the 2 suitcases on board. I'm just having a problem here flicking the screen. No, I can't seem to. Amanda.
Can you just click on? Can you just click on it? Sorry.
No, it's not. It's not popping back up again. I can't move the cursor at all.
Can you click on
Well,
your
I can move the
keyboard?
cursor, but
On the arrow on your
no,
keyboard?
that's what I've tried. So I've tried the arrow on the keyboard. That's not working. And you know how you go down and hover over and it will pop up in order to click the right arrow?
Just click escape on your keyboard on the top left.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. And is it showing
No.
you?
No.
Can you close out of your PowerPoint and come back into it? Oh, there it is.
There we go. There we go. I'm back in.
Yay.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Oh, goodness. All right. I'll continue. So luxury rail travel, and these are the bucket list items: the VSOE, Venice Simplon, Orient Express, the beautiful Garn here in Australia, the Golden Eagle. These are bucket list itineraries for any rail buff. This is bringing back the golden era of travel, the romance, the entertainment that goes on all of these trains. But if you look down here on the bottom left-hand side, we've got the Rocky Mountaineer Gold Leaf, and look at the Via Rail Prestige. So they're pretty much up there also. These are scenic trains. These are the experiences that so many people are looking to do. Now, I have lost a couple of words here, but I can replace those. And the tagline is, we know because we go. We are rail buffs. We know all about the rail networks. The consultants piece these together every single day. They know how to get to some of the most random places in the world. And that is also because we, as a team, go and experience the trains every year also. So these are some of our fabulous consultants and management that get to go on the trains around the world. And then we all share our notes and experiences. So we learn from each other. Some of the itineraries that we also do put together now, a lot of these itineraries are actually customizable. So if someone wants to stay 2 nights in Oslo and cut out Flam, that would never happen, but we can do that too. These are just what sells. So let's fish where the fish are. And if this is what people are doing, we've got an itinerary just to make it a little bit easier for you as a consultant. But it's very easy for us to piece together anything that you see here. The scenery that you see on rail journeys is just second to none. Rail has been around for a very long time and will be around for much longer also. A very popular way to get into Europe from the UK is catching the rail, or even Eurostar, very popular there as well. Catching it from London into Paris, down into Bordeaux. Now that's a great little getaway. 7 days, 3 countries, 6 meals, starting price at $800. So very, very good there. I'm sure that you all do know how to read these maps, but just to explain, the number 2 there is number of nights. The dotted line is the time on the train. If we ever do see a line and it's got a number through it, that also means that that's nights on board the train overnight. That overnight rail experience is also very much up there in people's travels. We do a lot of the hop on, hop off sightseeing. Grab yourself a beautiful glass of rosé whilst in Paris and cruise the Seine River. Now, customizing a holiday. Now, we all know what it means to customize a holiday. It's generally asking what your clients want to do, where they want to go, how long they have, what their budget is. We can customize that. We can actually customize different itineraries altogether and then get the trains in between if needed. We can cut out Brussels on the right-hand side and go straight from Paris up to Amsterdam. We can customize any of these holidays, but we can also piece a lot of the suggested itineraries together. A lot of the itineraries are based on 3- and 4-star accommodations. We can go up to 5-star as well. So we're also moving into America because this is something that a lot of people are piecing together when it does come to customizing itineraries. So one of our most popular itineraries is the jazz, blues, and rock and roll. A lot of people, Chicago is the hub for Amtrak. Amtrak Vacations lives there. So a lot of people will come from New York to Chicago and then make their way down on the jazz, blues, and rock and roll itinerary. This is one of the best sellers out of the Australian market. If you haven't been to New Orleans, it is definitely a must do, must see. The architecture, the life style, the nightlife is absolutely amazing. And Chicago, I will be biased, that is my favorite city. I did live in America for a number of years, and any chance I could get to Chicago, I would. And that's the infamous bean there. We're still in North America, so we're going to head across the border up there to beautiful Canada, Canada A. One of the most very, very popular itinerary that we have found with Via Rail Vacations is the Vancouver over to Winnipeg. Now, the reason being is because a lot of clients want to experience that overnight journey on board the train. So going from Vancouver up to Jasper, this is the same path that the Rocky Mountaineer does. It's the same railway tracks. And then they go across and spend a few more nights on the train. And that's what people are looking for. There could be at times some live entertainment. They source all of their food from local produce and the local regions, because that's definitely what Canada is all about, is locally sourced culinary. And so I think the VRL has got an absolutely fantastic product. We do also, as mentioned, sell the Rocky Mountaineer as well. There's a lot of people that want to do the Rocky Mountaineer, and unfortunately it's out of their budget or due to availability. Via Rail runs all year round, so we're not held by seasons. This is the glass viewing dome on the Via Rail as well, on the Canadian there. The Great American Landscape. So we're going from coast to coast quite often as well when it comes to North America. So starting in San Francisco is fabulous. Now we can do all of these itineraries in reverse as well. So we can do from San Francisco to New York, or we can do New York down to San Francisco. The good thing is these are two major gateways for Australia. So that's why these are big sellers to our market. When you're looking at the starting price for 3,599 AUD, for 12 nights, that's actually a phenomenal price there. Experience to really see the landscape of America, hit and touch on some of those national parks, which is on a lot of people's bucket list when they visit America. So we've got all different train networks also in North America with the Amtraks. So the facilities will vary from train to train. When we come back to Europe again, the Berlin, Paris, Munich, these are itineraries that a lot of people like to do because of the gateways with the air. They might be visiting friends and family. They might be going back to visit Paris because they've been there 5 times and they absolutely adore the place. I'm finding that a lot of people who return to places, they take a much slower pace, which is where these FIT itineraries really come into play. People have been to Paris before, but they want to go back and visit again. They may have seen the Louvre the first time. They may not feel they need to see it a second time. Instead, they're going to experience more cafe lifestyle. So there's a lot to do when revisiting a lot of these destinations, and we can put that together at the pace that will suit your clients. Munich as well. Munich is another area that a lot of people will go back to and visit twice, possibly. Berlin, there's so much history there as well, that we can also do a city sightseeing tour around Berlin. Now, why take the train? I do come from a motor coach background. My first job in the industry actually was as a tour guide, and I can very much relate to what we're seeing on the left-hand side there. So that is what a lot of coach travel. So another way of seeing the landscape by the road would look like. And you can see there's not as much leg room. There's not as much space. And here on the right-hand side, we've got people, Swiss itineraries. You don't have to worry about pairing up all these different rail networks and making sure the timetables match. We've got the systems. We can do that for you. So visit us at railbookers.com.au and also call us on 1300 93534. So another just a recap there as to why do travel agents love rail bookers. We've got access to all of those rail networks worldwide. We sell standard class, first class, the luxury trains. We have inventory for everything there. The freedom and flexibility of traveling by train. A lot of people don't say, I'm going to take a rail holiday, but they need the train to get from A to B. In fact, a lot of our customer profile are independent travelers. We do the city to city centre. We cater a lot for the pre and post cruises. We have the bucket listers, we have the multi-generational, and of course we've always got the business travellers too. So that is why travel agents love rail bookers, because we can just piece it together in a second's flash. You get fabulous commission out of it. We pay in AU, you can pay us in AUD, and we can also piece this out 24 months in advance and not pay up front. It's only a $250. Hello, and I think I am back.
You're back. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so our awards and recognition here in Australia. Now, we opened our office in Australia in August 2018. We launched in October 2018, and by 2019, we were the winner of the Travel Awards hosted by Travel Weekly for Rail Operator of the Year. So that's phenomenal right there. And that is a travel trade awards. I don't know if any of you get to go to those awards each year. So that is a pride and joy of mine personally, that we made it within 1 year. We're already being recognised through awards. We also sponsor awards at the NTIAs. We've also been nominated for the NTIAs this year. So let's see how far we can come. So these are the awards and recognitions of rail.
We can't see your PowerPoint at the moment.
Okay.
But we can hear you fine. You sound really
okay.
good.
Look, you know what? I think we're fine. I think we've seen enough visuals. It's really just our 1300 number, 1300 938 534. We've got very experienced and skilled staff that can help you piece together that rail journey. We're going to take that headache away from you, because we know that rail is a headache, and we're making it easy, and that's why we're award winners. Amanda, can I ask if there's been any questions so far?
Yes. We actually have a good amount of questions. So.
Okay.
And I just want to say, some people just wanted to let you know, thank you so much for this. I love rail travel, and you see so much luxury. It is fabulous. I love this. Thank you. And someone else said that they really appreciate this. So I just wanted to let you know.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. We work with travel agents. That is our number one focus here. And thank you. We really look forward to working with you all. Absolutely. And making sure that we can make life easy for you, and having your clients go on their holidays and just making everything seamless. We're one call away. So if something needs to change, something needs to cancel, we need to alter an itinerary, you don't need to worry about anything. You just give us a call and we've got it in hand. So thank you. Thank you so much. It's so good to have you all online. Okay, questions.
Okay, first question. Do you offer flights with your services?
That's a really, really good question. And the answer for that is we are good at rail. We are not so good at air. And a lot of the reasons are a lot of people are very loyal to particular airlines. We all know that air is a motivator to travel, and that's actually what dictates people's travel. So if someone finds a cheap airfare, then they might go with that, and then they book the land after that. But what we're trying to change as well is get the land in first, because there's so many more components to book opposed to just an airfare. But we do not book air. out of Railbookers. But we do book sightseeing tours, accommodation, rail, or ferries, everything that you saw in that presentation. Thank you for the question.
Perfect. Okay, next question. Are there all-inclusive options in your pricing, or is that how it is already priced?
Well, it's pretty much a menu, but it's not all-inclusive pricing, because when somebody goes to, let's use Rome as an example. If you go to Rome, they might want to choose a cafe or a restaurant to eat at. So there's that flexibility as well within the itineraries. We have in the past been able to book restaurants. It's not something that a lot of our clients are looking at doing, but when it comes to depending on the type of rail travel, so some of the sleeper cabins, for example, will have meals included as well. So it really just depends on what you're looking for, and our consultants can definitely advise you best there. But this is all part of FIT travel, is to get out and explore and choose, what cafe might look nice or what food you feel like that day.
Okay, next question. Do you have fam trips or training inspections?
Yeah, so at this stage, we actually don't do familiarisation trips for agents, but we do offer very good agent and companion discounts. So if you are interested in exploring and going on any of these trains, we can offer that for you, because in that way, rail travel is something that's so unique, and that way you can really target it to what you want to see and experience and where you want to enhance your skills. And it's just like us. We're sent on trains every year as part of our company, but we're not on like hosted for meals or anything, but we do offer fabulous agent discounts.
Perfect. Do you offer marketing materials for these great journeys?
We absolutely do. We can provide you with some customizable flyers. That's a very unique question, because it really depends on the space that you're going to do. What time of year are you promoting? What is your audience? Are you promoting an itinerary for pre or post cruises? Then we can also help really target that. So my name is Narelle, and I oversee all of that here. So I am hoping, Amanda, I can have access to a few of these people who have asked these questions, and I can possibly make phone calls to them over the next couple of days and really, really target what needs they've got. I have spoken to Amanda about this, and hopefully I can make contact with you all after this. If I can. If not, in the meantime, you are more than welcome to call our 1300 number, and the team will put you through to me.
Yeah, that'd be great. If anybody wants to leave their number in the chat, I can give Narelle your direct line, and then she can go ahead and give you a call and follow up. Right? Is that correct? Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yep, absolutely. Please provide your number and I'll give you a call, and I can answer any specific questions. And if there's something that I actually don't have the answer to, I can instant chat one of our consultants, or I can even just, pop you straight through to a consultant as well, and they can answer all those nitty gritties. But I should be able to answer most, and especially all that marketing, and really target, and let's look at who you're trying to market to, and we'll see what we can do about getting those tools to you.
Perfect. Okay, we have a few more questions. Can you customize trips for our clients, plus offer pre-made packages?
So we do offer the pre-made packages. They're the suggested itineraries, is what we call them. And the other question there was, sorry, Amanda, what was the other question at the beginning of that one?
Can you customize trips for our clients, plus offer pre-made packages?
Yes, we customize, absolutely. We can do a product build from very scratch, or we can jump it onto a suggested itinerary and tweak it, add on, take off, stack a few different itineraries together. We have access to every single rail network, so we can piece together what it is that your clients are looking at doing. So we've got suggested itineraries, and we can actually fully customize them as well.
Perfect. Awesome. Next question. How do we sign up to be able to book?
Okay, so our consultants will be able to piece together these itineraries. And in order to do that, we need to speak with you just to make sure that we can curate that itinerary according to what your clients are looking for. So we all look good, of course, but more so it saves time on your end, because that's what we're here for. So we just ask that you call 1300 938 534, and we will then be able to ask you the questions like, what kind of accommodation are they looking at? Have they been to Europe before? Why are they traveling? So we can actually really put together this amazing itinerary, and you can present that to your clients. These rail networks are so complex, and the way that they all kind of match, our systems are mind-blowing. So call our consultants, they'll do it for you. It's a 3-second hold time, and you can either stay on the phone while they piece that together, or they'll call you back when that itinerary is done, and it's usually the same day. So it's definitely the best way to go about it. That's what we find has worked for our advisors, just to make sure we get everything right, because these are FIT itineraries.
Perfect, thank you. Next question is, I would love to see more about itineraries. Do you have more training available online or other places?
Absolutely, we do. We actually do Webinar Wednesday. So we do 3 webinars on a Wednesday. And we also, because of the current climate, we're finding a lot of agents are jumping on board, no pun intended, our webinars. So we've had to expand that to Fridays as well. So we've also got 3 on a Friday. So pop your email address in, and we can give you the upcoming webinar schedule. And then these are very targeted ones as well. You had the brief overview. You had just had that little taste tester. But tomorrow we're going to have a solely dedicated one on Amtrak Vacations. And then next week it's Via Rail Vacations. Another time it'll be, what is selling in Europe and things like that. So we're very, very targeted in our travel agent webinars. And we use the system GoToWebinar. And so we host that from here. And what I can also do is sign you up, so you don't have to worry about it. And if you don't have time to listen, we send you that recording anyway. So then you've always got that on hand. They generally last 30 minutes, just to try and get as much information as possible, but also being very aware of your time. And looking at the time here, I was hoping to get this done in 30 minutes, but with a bit of technical difficulties, but also these questions are great. So please, any more questions?
Last question, it seems. Do you have groups, or do you do groups, sorry, and how many make a group?
Yeah, so that's actually a question that comes up all the time. So I'm glad that you did ask that. In order for us to even hold space on these trains, we need passenger names. So groups just don't work unless they're ready to book. So because we are working in dynamic pricing, what we piece together today may change tomorrow. And that could be the hotel that changes that pricing, or it could be the rail, it could be seat availability, depending on how far out in advance they're looking at booking. So it's not static pricing. So we're not able to lock in a price unless there's $250 per person deposit held. And with that, we need a passenger name. So we have worked with a few other agents in the past that have tried to piece together groups. They will go out and market it. Once they've got the interest, we can then put together what the most current pricing is. And sometimes the pricing may go down as well, because availability has opened up somewhere, or allotments have opened up, which is always a win-win. And then they can go ahead and book. But we're not able to hold space for groups whilst it's being marketed out there, because these are also commuter trains. It's not just a tourism product, but we've got access 24 months in advance because it is a tourism product. So that's our advantage there. So the further out in advance you book, the cheaper it likely will be, and the more people we can get on as that group.
Perfect. Thank you. I believe that was the last question so far.
Excellent. Well, please, everybody, just pop your number in there so I can give you all an individual call. I know I was speed talking. I just didn't want this to drop out again. And I can answer any specific questions, talk to you about marketing. I'd like to learn more about your business as well, learn about what you sell a lot of, and see how I can work with you. And together we will be mighty. And I just really do appreciate everybody jumping on board this training and riding it out with me and waiting for me to log back on again when things logged out. So it's amazing. Thank you so much to all of you at Archer Travel. We do love our agent partners. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.